Unprecedented indeed. So much to talk about. We can cross over to speak to Joseph Moreno, who's a US political analyst. Also, Joseph, a member of the Republican National Lawyers Association. Now we've got some more of the big hitters. Nancy Pelosi endorsing Kamala Harris. What do you think the Republicans, how are they going to be gearing up in terms of the threat that she potentially poses should she get that nomination and stand against Trump?
Hi, Kasha. Well, I have to think that the Trump campaign has long expected that this was a possibility. They've been saying all along that Joe Biden really shouldn't be running, kind of as a taunt, right, more than a helpful warning. So I think that they have to have some backup plan for this. And that being said, every day that goes on, I fully expect you'll see more and more Democrat heavyweights endorse her. I don't think they have the appetite for a contentious nomination fight over the next 4 weeks. I think they have to realize she comes with some advantages and the opportunity to really reboot herself. I mean, Donald Trump, everyone knows Donald Trump, and people either love him or hate him. She has the chance to really kind of reintroduce and come out and say, you know what, this is who I really am. I'm not in Joe Biden's shadow anymore, and here's what I bring to the table.
So are they worried then?
Well, I mean, I think they were very confident in a race against Joe Biden. I think this goes back to the debate from several weeks ago and Biden's disastrous performance. I think they realized that the various prosecutions against Donald Trump are really kind of falling apart. And so I think they were very eager to run against him. And now they have to really recalibrate. Now Donald Trump is the old candidate of the two. Now, Donald Trump, who has let's face it, pretty bad history of how he speaks to women and how he's treated women, whether deserved or undeserved, it's out there. And so she'll definitely take advantage of that. She'll be able to say he's been found guilty in court of crimes. And whether those cases go away at some point, the fact is that New York case is going to stick. And so she has that against him as a former prosecutor herself. So, yes, I have to think they're on their heels a little bit. I mean, Vice President Harris does come with some baggage. She's really awkward in terms of speaking, and she has all of the downsides of the Biden administration. To your point of the correspondence, the border, inflation, foreign affairs, not a great record to run on. But again, this is her chance to really reintroduce herself, and she has an amazing opportunity here that many people don't get.
So this idea, when you heard Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, when he's going to be speaking, I'm assuming he's going to go very offensively on the attack against Kamala Harris when he finally takes that stage in Middleton in Ohio. Do you reckon that they are concerned, they are worried? Because beforehand they were saying, oh, it'll be easy. It'll be easier to beat her.
Well, that was probably just, being kind of braggadocious. But I think what they'll do is they'll attack the Biden-Harris administration. I mean, the fact is that Joe Biden is still in office. Vice President Harris is still his vice president. So I think rather than make it too personal, they will make it about the administration. And what they'll say is its failures. And so if I were advising them, that's what I would do. If you get too personal, Donald Trump can have the look that he can be pretty mean, pretty nasty. And J.D. Vance is also seen as sort of a very fierce warrior on the social conservative side. So I think they need to really kind of be careful what they do. But if they focus on policy and not get personal, that's probably their best bet.
And I wonder, when it comes to her VP ticket, who would you be concerned about? Who would the Republicans be concerned about? Because you've got Trump and J.D. Vance, arguably two quite similar. You hear some people saying that J.D. Vance is more mega than Trump himself. But who would really prove to be problematic as a VP ticket for Kamala Harris?
Problematic from the Trump administration.
For the Republicans' side, yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, the best attack against her is they're going to say she's a California liberal, right? She's a high tax, high spending, socially progressive liberal. And so I would think that she'll try to offset that attack with a much more moderate, probably executive, so governor type, probably from a swing state. I mean, California is not a swing state, but places like Michigan and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania are. So I think for various reasons, she will want to balance out her ticket with a person from a swing state, a governor, And let's face it, probably a male. I think probably they're going to say they want to offset that because are we really ready for a two-female ticket? Unfortunately, that's kind of the way I think most Americans would see it. So I think for various reasons, we've heard some of the names, Josh Shapiro from Pennsylvania, Andy Bashar from Kentucky. They would bring a lot to the ticket. So I think you have to figure that's who she's probably planning on if, in fact, she secures the nomination next month.
Yeah, because obviously two women too much, isn't it? Right. So Joseph Moreno, thank you so much. US political analyst, member of the Republican National Lawyers Association. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts.